The movie starts where a giant meteor is seen. It was descending to the planet Earth swiftly, so at the first sight, it crashes with the planet and the life is rooted out from the world. After this, the scene moves to the current time. A wealthiest industrialist named John is seen here. He had arrived in this forest in search of this meteor, along with a man named James. John's wife and son John Jr. had also accompanied him here. They spend a lot of time in the forest, but they remain unable to discover that meteor. After this, John says to James that we should finish it, considering it untrue story. In spite of this, James says to him, "It is truth, and we will discover meteor on a day." James tells John that meteor will also supply the unlimited power later. John, who suggests we should move from here, but James forces him to stay there. Afterwards, John departs with his family. Gorillas' troop is seen at a distance. It was being led by a big gorilla named Kerchak. It is seen here that one more gorilla named Tublet attacks it because it wanted to become the leader of the troop of this. A fight occurs between them, but Kerchak does not kill it in spite of defeating it. Taking this advantage, Tublet attacks it again, and it kills Kerchak. After this, it holds the place of leader at this place. Rest of the gorillas had got worried because of this. All gorillas were so sad, but no one was maintaining its courage to. On the other side, it is seen when John was returning back with his family. Then their helicopter creates a deformity in it. After it, they had to fly through the forest after changing their track. Passing this way, John observes the same meteor here. After this, he says to the pilot that EOT make the helicopter land at this place. And he understands as James was speaking truth. John moves to that cave, leaving his family here, where he observes that light is emitting from it. It is revealed that it is meteor. John segregates its one small piece from this. Later, he glimpses that cave had begun to collapse from inside. He runs out of the cave where his wife and son were waiting for him. There was a nearby volcano which was going to erupt. They reach that helicopter after being secured from a great trouble, where pilot begins to fly the helicopter. Contrarily, it is witnessed that ex-leader's wife Kayla's son falls down from the mountain while playing. The climate of the whole forest was being changed. John supposes here that it is being occurred because of this meteor. After a time, the lighting falls on their helicopter due to the changing weather. Later, the helicopter is crashed. Kayla was witnessing it at a distance. She immediately moves to this place. It is known that everyone has died except the son of John. Kayla takes him along with her. When Tublat knows that Kayla has taken a human child with her, then it becomes so aggressive on this, but Kayla protects him so much. Junior John is confused, seeing all other gorillas at first. With the passage of time, he starts to adjust here with other gorillas as children while playing with them. In the same way, much time has passed. Now all animals in the forest had begun to call him with the name Tarzan. Tarzan meant a gorilla without hair. Tarzan had learned many things, living with the gorillas. Even Tarzan had started to understand the language signs of the gorillas. One day, the Tarzan was wandering in the forest for no cause. He hears some of the sounds, then he comes to know that a few tourists have visited here. It is exposed that the guide of these tourists is the same man named James, who had come here along with his daughter Jane with the aim to earn some money, and he may continue the research on that meteor. So, being excited, Tarzan reaches their camp while following them. The night falls here and he witnesses how Jane is talking with her father. It is revealed through their conversation that Jane used to live in the city with her mother, but he has come here to spend time with her father. Tarzan was so happy, so he spends the whole night there. It is seen as the morning arrives that a giant bird had started to follow among one of them. Jane acts awkwardly to divert the attention of that bird from him, but it affects negatively. Now that bird begins to chase Jane, and she is entrapped. Jane had started to feel confused. But those birds were being flown one by one in front of her eyes by someone. A snake appears before Jane may understand anything. It stings Jane, so she loses her consciousness. Tarzan brings her in his cave to rescue her. Tarzan notices here that there is much likeness between them. After this, Tarzan uses some leaves to cure her. Jane restores her senses a little bit, and she has a glimpse of Tarzan. But she understands nothing, and she again loses her consciousness under the harmful effect of snake poison. Next morning, Jane returns to her camp hardly as she comes into her senses. Jane tells everything to her father and how she feels as she has been rescued by a human, but it may be any gorilla. James tells her that he had been searching for her last night. It was late night later. Then he says that I may drop all other tourists back. Jane leaves a cloth piece at her back path for her protection. Now Tarzan was totally confused from this whole situation. He himself was confused thinking as who he is. After this, he reaches at that place where he discovers the same crashed helicopter. He also finds a photo frame there while searching, in which his family photo was also adjusted. He also gets a knife there with a piece of meteor, and he brings all things in his cave. It is seen here that Tublat has started to touch his things after being irritated from him. He also begins to touch the emergency button of that helicopter and he turns it on. Tarzan makes him flee, showing a rage on him. On the other side, John's company is seen, which was being run by a man, William. A man informs him there how an emergency button has switched on there. Later, William calls a meeting, and he says that we should move to that forest again, and we should start searching that meteor which John was struggling to discover. We will get the unlimited power supply if we get this. Jane is also seen in the company who is working for Wildlife Go, and she had come here to collect the funds from William. William gets a good opportunity here, so his competitors and social media may not get to know about this, that he is moving to the forest for meteor above all. After this, William consents to go into that forest with Jane and his father. Now they were flying to that forest by the helicopter. Then Tarzan also notices this approaching helicopter. When the night falls, then the Tarzan had recognized that she is the same Jane whom he had rescued before. He moves to her camp at night and begins to employ her things. Tarzan is disappeared from here before Jane is nearly to come here. It is witnessed at night that James and William were talking, where James had detected the real attentions of William. He also warns him either he did not care for this, and you continued to run after this meteor. Then you may not receive the same consequences which John faced. William threatens him here, if you did not support me, then I will make you out from here. It is seen that Jane had also known the truth in the morning time, and she gets angry with her father, because she was thinking that her father is also the part of this game. She goes far to a cliff after being angry with her father, where she has slipped, and she falls down where the water was flowing. Tarzan, who had been following her since morning, when he sees that she has fallen into the water, then he also jumps after her. Moving into the water, Tarzan notices how Jane has lost her senses, and a big alligator is coming near to her. Tarzan begins to quarrel with it here. After this, a great quarrel occurs between them, and Tarzan defeats this alligator, using his same name in the end, and he comes out of the water. After a little time, when Jane comes into her senses, then she glimpses the Tarzan and understands quickly. It is the same man, not any other person who had also rescued her last time. After this, she knows that Tarzan has no ability to speak out properly. After it, they both tell the names of each other. Tarzan makes Jane to tour in the whole forest later. They spend much time with each other, and it is witnessed that they both had started to like each other. Later, Tarzan brings Jane into his cave where he shows her everything which belonged to Tarzan. He also gives a piece of meteor to Jane with this, in order to show as he had started to like her very much. Now James and William reach there in search of Jane. After this, when William glimpses Tarzan, then he comes to know that he will be the son of John. Now William was afraid for this. If Tarzan returned back, then he will surely lose the ownership of the company, because he will be the real owner now. So he comes here with the thought to kill Tarzan. After this, Jane knows it and she rescues Tarzan later, and they reach in such a corner of the forest while running, which was so unique. It is revealed that everything has turned weird because of the placed meteor here for many years. The plants of this part had gone wild, of which branches catch Jane and Tarzan here. A mysterious monster also attacks them here. Tarzan rescues himself, and Jane somehow, using his knife. They reach that cave while running where that meteor had been placed. There is also found the axe of his father. Jane understands later that it is placed where Tarzan's parents had been killed. The light begins to emit again from the meteor. After this, they both run away. Tarzan makes Jane meet his mother. When Tublat notices that another girl have entered in their troop, who is a human being then, he becomes more aggressive. A dispute is begun between them in this aggression. Afterwards, Tublat attacks Tarzan, but Tarzan was stronger. He defeats Tublat, putting a heavy hand on it. In the same way, he becomes the leader of new troop. Jane explains to Tarzan in this way how her father will never stop searching for her. Gorilla's troop may be in danger if he reaches here. Then she says to Tarzan, drop her in her camp again. After this, it happens the same, and they both return to the camp, where William takes off the piece of that meteor around the neck of Jane. Tarzan appears before in aggression after observing this. William points his gun at Tarzan later. It was the part of his plan. In the meantime, Kayla is also approached there. When she observes Tarzan in danger, after it, William kills Kala with his gun. Jane and Tarzan scream much, and they are caught later. Gorillas' troop approach as the night falls, which make them free. Tarzan moves away, lifting the body of Kala. William irritates Jane too much as the night falls. He threatens, I will kill Tarzan and Gorillas' troop in case you did not reveal the place of meteor. Tarzan knows after returning to the camp that Kayla is still alive. Later, he begins to cure her injury. It is seen that how Jane had entrapped in the clutches of William. Many helicopters are flying to that place where that meteor was expected. Tarzan also chases it, witnessing the whole scenario. He observes there as William has built a unique camp there. It is known that it is the part of William's plan to explode everything there. There were also many explosives, and he had locked Jane and her father inside. Tarzan unties both Jane and her father while moving inside hardly. Jane's father says, I will stay here so that I may cut this wire and explosive may not William foresees that explosive is not working as they both move outside. He understands, seeing Tarzan and Jane, that they will have done something wrong. Before this, William's men may harm Jane and Tarzan here. Tarzan signals, then the gorillas' troop of the forest reach there to help them. How did these humans face the gorillas' troop? They had become more powerful on them. At the first sight, a battle is started here. After a time, the whole ground of this place begins to crack, and everyone begins to escape to rescue his life. Suddenly, Jane reminds that her father is still in the cave, but he was not getting courage to do something for his rescue. On the other side, William was going to escape, getting into a helicopter. Tarzan throws a heavy stone towards his helicopter, and it flies. And it also hits with the helicopter, and it begins to crash. After this, it is seen how Gorillas' troop and Tarzan return back with Jane, where they glimpse Kayla, who was perfectly recovered. Kayla also feels pleasure meeting with James. When Jane notices how much liking Tarzan has for the forest, and he also likes to live here, so she also decides that she will also stay here. In the end, it is seen that Jan's father has also rescued, and he has a big piece of meteor in his hand. And the movie completes on this scene.